Breathing, truth be told, is one of those monotonous little day-to-day activities that can oftentimes tend to get just the tiniest little bit underrated. That is, until you're not. Breathing, I mean. Impossibly and seemingly against all odds, it seemed I was still pretty much more or less breathing at that. A lot, actually. No small miracle that. Just as I'd thought I was officially about to go down for real at the pause of my little impromptu alleyway beast gal date, no less than half a dozen or more of her equally nasty street brethren were suddenly on her like hungry mongrels chowing on the neighbor lady's cat, allowing me the much-needed moment or three to execute one carefully orchestrated if not well-planned ski-daddle off and away from the ensuing dogfight as best as I could manage. Man of action, that's me. Now, as I hunkered down all but hidden behind a hopelessly overflowing dumpster still trying to fully regain my breath, I tried simultaneously to turn the old brain wheels just a little on the events of the night thus far. There was undoubtedly something bad afoot even though one was presumably missing along with the dead gal's shoes, a surreptitious little footnote that I was still trying to make some manner of sense of. Curiously though, maybe some of it was beginning to make sense at that, and not the kind of sense that were reeking off of the one-time street gals of the night and eye-watering waves of bad girl stink. Street gals have always been known to have an unsavory underside on the best of nights, they're more than a little competitive to say the least and can be notoriously territorial to a proverbial fault line, though I could only wonder how things had come to the point that they seem to have come to now. Maybe one of them had made some sort of unholy deal with some indeterminable nasty to help them to weed out the competition a little and things had just gotten out of hand until all the rest had unexpectedly begun to catch on. Or maybe the others had just figured out a way to do it on their own, and even on the streets some gals will do anything to get ahead if they're desperate enough and hungry enough for it. These gals certainly seem to have the hungry part down in spades and then some, and they apparently weren't about to let any kind of interference on my part or anyone else's get in their way for too overly long. Which, presumably, was why they were all seemingly out and about to pick up the scent of one yours truly now, and with noses like that they'd almost certainly in all likelihood pick up on it, and me, in short order. Which, suddenly, gave me an altogether different little thought to chew on. They were looking for me all right, and they'd find me, no doubt about that, no matter how well I tried to hide. My only recourse it would seem was the element of surprise, to do something wholeheartedly desperate and unexpected and, yes, stupid. It was time to take the fight to them. And I suddenly had a pretty good idea as to just where. Want more Nick Slick? Of course you do. Just go to jamesontucker.com, where you'll find a link to the ebook that started it all, along with other cool stuff of course. Go now, you'll be glad you did.